What is going on, guys? Good morning. Figured I'd record a live trading session just to see kind of how I navigate the markets. Figured I'd give you guys a little bit of insight, so I'll probably record most of the trading session until about probably to 10:30. I'm not going to look to trade for too long today. So markets look pretty strong. Qs and SPY pushing up. Probably going to gravitate in towards your previous day's highs, which is solid. SPY's at a key level, so this is from a little while back now into Tuesday's lows from this week. So if we reclaim Tuesday's lows, and for QQQ we can reclaim previous day's highs, I'll probably look to take a long setup. Google and Intel are really the only names that have relative strength on the higher time frames. So I'm probably going to take a look at these names. In the pre-market game plan, I did want to take Intel long above 50.40. So that's going to kind of be my game plan here. Just going to set an alert for 50.40 if we break out. We'll take a look at some of the other names too as well. Google, pretty solid. I would like to see it above your previous day high though, to take any long setups. Let's take a look at some of the other names. Microsoft, not super strong. We did bounce off one of our key levels. Tesla over your previous day high as well. Don't really want to look to long Tesla right now, to be fair. Not looking too strong on the higher time frame. Same thing with AMD. Do have relative strength intraday, seems like, but overall been fairly weak. So Palantir looks like we're below one of your previous day intraday pivot levels. Did get an alert for Intel, so, and it looks relatively strong on the day alongside SPY and QQQ. Gonna look to see if SPY can hold above your 685. Can probably mark out our down close candle here in a second. Probably just going to mark out just the top of this. This is where most of the sellers are at the moment. Looks like QQQ and SPY coming back down into the order block. Q's in here. SPY coming back into this order block as well on the low time frames. Kind of at a point of resistance here for SPY and for Intel, so I'm going to see if we can break above on both these names. Ideally, you want to see something like this. Have an entry somewhere along these lines. This is what would be ideal. Google not so strong anymore, so Intel is really the only name that I'm looking to long. Let's check out Amazon. After earnings, not really doing too much. Nvidia potentially reclaiming some of these levels. Nvidia looks pretty strong right now as well. Still not super interested in taking Nvidia longs quite yet, but potentially if we see decent setup, potentially if we can hold this order block, come back up, maybe we have another retest. Just don't want to trade into any key levels. Looks like Intel Core is pretty solid right now, so I'm going to throw the position tool over here. See if we can get a retest even. Probably going to look at, yeah, IVs are around 125 right now for the 0-day contracts. Might look to trade next week's for Intel. They're around 75. Probably look to trade the 51 calls. Doesn't look like we're getting much of a pullback, so not really any entry so far. You can see here we did have like sort of an immediate retest. Let me see, price push into the level, had a pullback, and it did kind of break out. Not really solid in my opinion. Technically it would be more like a breakout trade in my eyes. Would like to see a pullback. This does look like we have a decent amount of displacement. We do have a gap to pull back into as well. Just on the 1 minute. Doesn't look like we're getting it, so SPY above your 685. Q's pushing into, I believe, would be your previous day high. Let's see if we can get a pullback here. I do want to see a fast pullback. I don't want momentum to be lost and have a retest, let's just say over here. I do want to see a pretty sharp pullback for a quick bounce. So we'll see what happens here. Pound here, just ranging. AMD fairly strong as well. Gonna kind of stick to my game plan and just have Intel and Google for longs if we do see some strength. I do like this level for AMD though. I'll break at your previous day high. Lines up right with the order block. This would be a pretty good setup. Let's take a look. See if we can get any sort of pullback into your last down close candle. See if we can get a decent risk to reward here. Yeah, it looks like have a long bottom wick here. Not really too interested. I'm just going to stay patient. If the setup's not there, it's not there, right? I also wouldn't like to see a trend shift. So we're still making higher highs, higher lows. So I just want to buy a quick pullback into it. Just didn't really come back to the retest level exactly. What you wouldn't want to see is trend or structure break before you take the retest. You want to keep the momentum there. So yeah, Google not really so strong right now. Q's almost at your previous day high. SPY looks like we're holding above your 685. Yeah, Intel's still not really pulling back at all, so just going to be patient here. Google looks like we might see a trend shift now, so see if we can break out, take out this liquidity up here, maybe push into high of day. Still not really looking to long. Google. Maybe if we get above high of day, maybe there would be a trade into previous day high. Yeah, it looks like Intel is kind of running away from us here. See if we can mark out the next down close candle. Should be right here. See if we can come back for a retest here. It is very strong. Do have the next point of liquidity, which is just right up here, which we'll probably gravitate towards. If we do get a pullback on this one, since we're so close here, I might be a little bit more aggressive, but we'll see. We'll see how price plays out. Doesn't look like we're getting a pullback at all, but let's just be patient. It's Friday. Don't want to risk, you know, giving away your profits for the week. Wait for a good setup to appear. You know, it looks like Google did take out this liquidity. Probably going to gravitate into these highs and then the next one right up here. So, just going to stay patient. No real entry model here, right? So I'm just going to be patient there. And just keep an eye out on Intel right now. Very strong. Probably going to take out your 51.40, 49. See if we can get a little bit of a pullback here. Qs looks like it's slowing down at previous day high. So still holding levels, still holding your order blocks, right? Down close candle. I'd say like this is kind of level to hold. Probably just mark up the top wicks. Didn't really have a full close below here. So solid, still trending the upside. There's your previous day high break. Probably want to hold just above right here. Above your down close candles. The top wicks. Right, this could be a pretty good setup as well that we could look at. Intel not really giving us a pullback here into the level, so now that SPY is above and gravitating towards the next key level, it's a pretty good retest here too, as well. Could have taken this setup right here. Nice trend intact, right? So pretty decent setups right here so far, actually. Don't really love trading the indices, but we can look for a trade if maybe Intel doesn't set up. Doesn't look like it really wants to, so. And I'm going to be careful longing Intel a little bit more after this move up. We moved up 5% in about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to be a little bit, maybe a little bit more cautious now. Potentially this would have been the best entry as of right now. Let's see if we can maybe get a good trade on Qs. Now I'm only really going to take this if there's a really good low time frame setup, to be fair. Don't think I'm going to try to force this here. Let's just see if we get the pullback. SPY looks great. You can see some of the key levels here. Right. Some highs from a little while back too. So now we're going to try to push up into the 30th lows. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. I don't know if I really like Intel at this point. We'd have to pull back pretty fast because from the breakout to this candle, we already have 5 candles. We're trading momentum here on Fridays, right? I don't know if I really want to take a long setup at this point. Let's see what happens. Let's see how these candles form if we do get the pullback to this level. I'm gonna mark out just your hive day here now. See what Qs is doing. Qs pulling back into the level. If we have this candle, this 954 form, and we get a next one to push up, I might be interested in this trade here. Let's see if we get some buyers to step in. Doesn't really look like we have too much going on right now. Let's see if the candle reverses. Still has about 20 seconds, so structure's still intact until we really break these lows here, so I'm not really too worried. SPY just pulling back now into some of the order blocks here. Let's see what plays out. Intel also pulling back now. Yeah, no setup on Qs anyways. Let's see if we can see push up on Intel here. Gonna trade next week's. IVs are about 116 now for this week's cons. I do like the 51 calls. I'm not gonna enter in on this candle. I'm not gonna be very aggressive here. Gonna just be patient, wait for the next candle to form, see if we have a decent setup. I'd really like it to close outside of this order block right here. Get a deeper pullback. Doesn't look so hot right now. Q's getting this flush. Didn't really hold the order block. Coming back in, kind of broke structure here a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious now for these long setups. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're closing very good here. Not really what you want to see. We'll see if this candle reverses. Maybe we have a big hammer candle. We'll see. I don't really think so. Maybe especially since we have this big move up, we're probably going to see a little bit of a deeper pullback here. It's kind of your next low for Qs to hold. I imagine we'll probably take out this liquidity, and we're probably going to either bounce or hold below it. But I do imagine that we will see a pullback into here for sure. If we hold below, this is kind of the next internal zone. SPY into your key level. Yeah, this didn't really close super hot, so I'm not gonna really look to trade Intel anymore right now. I'm not really super interested in it. Probably the best trade would have been 943. Q's trade, maybe if we could hold above here. Don't really like this anymore. We'll see. Doesn't look like it's coming back down to take it out. We'll see how long it takes. I have a feeling it might. So just because we took out this low and we held below it pretty good, so I imagine we'll take out this low right there. We'll see. Maybe not. SPY pulling back into the key level, kind of having a nice bounce here. We'll see if this order block holds here on the low time frames. Not going to take a trade, but just for reference. Palantir, not really doing too much. AMD kind of slowing down now too as well. Broke these lows. Might be a reversing. Just going to be cautious at this point. Not really looking to long AMD either. Tesla slowing down a bit as well. Probably get this flat top break into your 409. That'd be previous day, Wednesday's pivot. Looks like we'll probably gravitate towards up there. We'll see. Didn't quite take out that zone. Surprised, but we might still. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm just going to kind of see the reaction off of this low intraday for Qs. For SPY, we kind of already took that out. The next level would be here. So you're 941. Doesn't really look like we had that solid of a close below this though. So there's a chance that we hold and gravitate back up into these highs here. This one I'm a little bit in between, but Qs Does look like we're going to take this out. There's some indecisiveness here, kind of just slowing down a little bit, even to the downside. Probably some buyers and sellers fighting around here. Doesn't look like we want to. Looks pretty indecisive right now in SPY. I'm just going to be patient. Don't really see too much else setting up, in my opinion. I'm going to probably be more patient. Meta trading to the downside, actually. So, below your previous day's lows could be actually a potential good short. So, this does look interesting. Next level would be your 645. So, we'll see what Qs and SPY do. I think if Qs... Yeah, see, we did take out that zone. So, next zone is down here. And then low of day. So I imagine we probably will take this out. It doesn't look like we have any form of really buyers stepping in around here quite yet anyways. There is somewhat of a good candle close, but we'll see. Gonna look at Microsoft as well. Level from a little while back, so previous day lows all the way down here though. Tesla strong, AMD strong. Not going to look to short those. Palantir relatively weak now. We do have some pivots intraday back here, so I'm not really super inclined to try to short this, to be honest. Meta very weak. We already have had a super big push down though. And we've dropped 3% almost intraday. You could maybe see a quick push back up. And just kind of short a pop. Potentially. We're just going to see what kind of plays out here with Meta. The short opportunity might have been already missed, but we will see. Leaving behind some gaps here too as well. So, yeah. There's like no wick on that one. Sorry guys. Had to cough there. Yeah, Intel just not even, no sign of life. I imagine we'll probably come back down and push into your 48, not your low of day. We'll see, maybe the key level holds, but not really too hot. Looks like Google kind of retested here a little bit, immediate retest. We did end up taking out this high and then falling back down. Q's now at key level, so we did take out this low as well. Next level is probably just going to be low of day, to be fair. Or if we can hold here. So this would be Wednesday's lows. As well as probably some other key level as well. Yep. December 17th lows. So that's the main target right here. We could very likely hold here. So maybe this liquidity is not going to be taken out down here. We will see. I'm going to just take off some of these guys at this point. Giving you guys a visual. So yeah, it looks like SPY taking out this low. Here's next for intraday levels. Staying heavy. See what Meta is up to. Not so much at Meta either. I'm gonna be probably a lot more patient right now, to be fair. I don't really think I want to take a trade at this point because Meta just basically just dropped 3%, and I don't really want to short this after it's already gone. We'll see though. If we get a decent setup here, I might try a short out. Won't be risking very much at all. I highly doubt it. Looks like Palantir kind of bouncing off your low of day. pretty hard to read here. There's not really much going on, so maybe we can just mark out low of day. I'd probably argue you probably want to have something like this marked out. Let's see, it's not letting me do it. Probably have something like this. If you're gonna trade short, trade it below here. Don't see much, just gonna be patient. Yeah, AMD Tesla's still pretty strong. Still holding out fairly good. Q's looks like it's gonna bounce here, and maybe SPY as well. So we might just make a lower high though. So something like this. We'll see. Q's, we did take out this intraday liquidity, and we do have a key level here. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. Looks like that 5-minute close pretty decent. We'll see. Just being reactionary. Yeah, long's not looking so great at the moment. So we did have a decent push up for Meta there. No real entry. Yeah, kind of slow right now. Palantir not really breaking below these lows quite yet. Don't know if I'd be super interested in shorting it either. I might take this on low size if we do get a setup on Palantir. It's a little bit later into the session now though. It's 10:06. Looks like AMD, we did take out this zone right here. Took out some of those orders. Not really. I'm not looking to do anything really on AMD. Intel completely busted, so we're just gonna take that out. Yep, not Google. Don't really want to short these names, to be fair. I still am kind of interested in Meta. It's just it's not giving me anything. So yeah, not much here. I'll probably mark out this just to be safe. Pivot or 22nd highs from January. This was the original level, but just gonna double check that there. Probably be cautious trying to short into this. It looks like we just have zero strength right now, so there's not even a chance to short a pop. Didn't quite gravitate back up into your next level up here. Yeah, we didn't really get a good 5-minute close. The 9:45 close was good. The 9:50 close was maybe not so great. Q still holding up here. Just looks like the pop was shorted though. Maybe we will come back and take out low of day. Yeah, Meta just free falling right now. Relatively weak, minus 3% down today. Amazon really not doing anything after earnings, so. Yeah, I mean, not really too much as of now. Maybe I'd mark this out. I mean, at this point, maybe there's this low here. This is really pushing it, but technically this is the last sign of buyers. Kind of made this pivot low here. And we are seeing somewhat of a reaction, potentially. Off the 648.22. Got a old high just marked out, so. We'll see, probably. Yeah, I was going to say, Meta's free falling right now. I don't know if any of these levels are really going to be too solid, so. That's a very, slowed down. Wouldn't really trade it unless above your high of day. Microsoft kind of just holding this key level. Not too much going on. Q's looks pretty alright right now. This doesn't actually look too bad. Probably might come take out this this high right here. We'll see. SPY bouncing off one of your intraday levels, and I believe this is your previous day high as well. Yeah, so SPY holding your previous day high, which is solid. Don't really want to look to trade in here, so yeah, I do think we will see a bounce here. Probably take out the zone. Meta kind of I'm not really interested in this, to be fair, unless I get a really good entry. I still don't even really like this. You also just hit kind of this main target too, so I'm not really gonna bother, to be fair, with Meta right now. I also don't really like the fact that Q's and SPY are reversing. Yeah, we just took out this level. Next would be this pivot high intraday right here. SPY already took that out, so I guess your next point of interest is high of day for SPY. For Q's, it's just going to be your 958 candle. So I'm not really sure what to do here. I mean, we didn't really get a good long opportunity right at the start. No real short opportunities, at least on some of the names that are trading to the downside. No clear moves. Yeah, not really much. So, like, hopefully this is helping you guys see, like, kind of how I'm looking at the market. Let's just check, and we will see what Jack and Tony are doing. I guess Jack just posted live trading. Yeah, I'm not really too interested in anything right now, to be fair. Maybe had this, like, low of day retest here. Yeah, I don't really want to short him this low of day. This would be considered probably an entry in my books. Just the risk to reward, I don't really think makes too much sense to low of day, and I don't really want to short this at this point. I mean, yeah. Will we gravitate back into 645? Maybe. At this point, I'm kind of indifferent about it because we already had a massive move. So it looks like SPY rejected this, so we didn't break and retest above here. We actually rejected it, so where are we going to go? Probably back down here. We're going to take out this zone, most likely. I guess the key level kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but yeah, just didn't get the good closures on the indices here, so We did take out the zone actually though, but you see, break and retest is a good strategy to trade because if you break above these lows and these highs, which are previously sell points, you see buyers, the next liquidity zone is up here. So that's kind of the idea how I use liquidity with the break and retest too as well. Yeah, I don't really see much. I don't really like anything. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, let's see what see what Q's and SPY do here. It's like 10:15. I said till 10:30 I'd stick around for just to see what's going on. I don't really like anything at all. Yeah, I honestly 4 trades this week, 4 good trades. I'm not really looking to take anything or really force any setups, to be honest. I don't really think it makes sense. Q's took out that low, just like I said. Probably gonna come back down here now. We'll see because like I mentioned, when you look at this liquidity in like these areas, like, so if this level like holds, like we're going back down here, guaranteed. It's pretty rare that stuff doesn't happen. See, yeah, like we just took out the zone and we're probably gonna bounce. So that would be kind of like trading a reversal, I guess, kind of just taking out those lows. Now it's gonna reverse. So this looks like pretty good actually. Like this longer bottom wick, we're probably gonna gravitate probably back up here instead of down here now. If we held below here and we had a couple candle closures, you can be pretty certain that it's gonna gravitate down. We'll see how this price plays out, just being reactionary at this point. SPY took out this level 2. Probably push back up into your 685 50s. Got the key level here though, so might be a little bit. I mean, it's kind of disrespected the key level already, so maybe we need to revisit this one after. Any names to long? Yeah, meta. Yeah, see, it kind of avoided that bad meta trade. So hopefully you guys see this and kind of are like, oh yeah, this kind of makes sense. Pounds here doing absolutely nothing. AMD reclaiming, kind of like a reclaim retest here. Maybe. I'm not sure if I love it. Previous day high reclaim potential. I'm not even sure. This one would be a little bit tricky. I probably for low time frames, I'd probably have something like this. We'll probably push back up into if we can hold specifically right to your previous day high here, or even this order block from a while ago, we probably are going to gravitate back up into these highs. Looks like you could have that move with Q's and SPY at the same time. We're just going to see how this plays out. No, not going to take a trade, but I'm just going to see how this plays out. So we did take out this high now. Now at this point, we need to hold this level specifically. We need to probably get a good closure to gravitate back up towards high of day. Let's see. Hughes didn't quite reach here yet. It probably will. Just like I mentioned before, probably going to gravitate into here now. Might be tough just because it's later in the session now, but I do still think that might happen. Reason I say that is because we took out this zone here, right? We took out this last low intraday, and we had a very, very, very good closure. Massive hammer candle. So where's the next target for liquidity? Right up here into this high, right? I'm just going to be patient here. I don't have anything going on. I don't have any trades, but I'm just going to kind of wait and see if it happens. Same thing with SPY. Probably same idea here. Previous day high looks like it's holding pretty well. Same thing with these lows. So naturally, I do believe that we're going to come back up here. I think I'm gonna call it for trading, but I'll stick around. I'm gonna go grab I'm gonna get a coffee. I'm gonna leave the charts running for a second. I'll have you get there. It is. There's there's the pop, and you can see like how fast that candle moved, right? Like you guys see that, right? So now I'll write it back up into here. I imagine AMD popped. Yup. AMD popped. Take out these highs. This might not have been the worst entry, to be fair. So let's see if we can take it out. Come on. Did push up into this like area for sure, but let's see if we can take it out. Let's see if we can take it out. Yeah, I will be right back. I'm gonna grab a coffee before we move forward here. There we go. Okay, guys, what's up? I'm back. Looks like AMD didn't really get a good closure here, so let's take a look at the indices. No good closures here. Looks like we kind of took it this somewhat of a pivot low. Sorry, right here. Looks like we're holding there. Might drop back into here at this point. Do have a pretty big upper wick though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it at this point. Not really much going on in the last, like, I want to say like half an hour, 25 minutes or so. Let's see what meta end up doing. Yeah, avoided that bad meta trade. I mean, that was solid. Avoided the bad Intel trade. I mean, there wasn't really one there to begin with. Google, not really any setups. Intel, sorry, Microsoft just holding on for dear life. 4 touch points right here. Tesla, not really doing too much. I don't really see anything crazy anyways. AMD was probably really the only set up the trade, maybe something like this over your key level. Boom, retest high of day. Looks like we are gravitating higher too, so yeah, I'm gonna call it here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recording of the live. I didn't take any trades. I wish I could take a trade, but there really wasn't anything. I did call a few moves, which was good. Kind of teach you guys a little bit about liquidity and kind of how I view the market. But other than that, I will catch you guys for the coaching session. I guess like I'm running in an hour. I'll try to have this uploaded in time. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for jumping in, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.